Hi there, so I have my levels of organisms. The first is the subatomic. It shows electrons, protons, neutrons, and then all of those make up the atoms. The atoms make up the molecules, and when there's a whole bunch of molecules, it makes up macromolecules. Together, the macromolecules make a protein, which in turn makes an organelle. And then once the organelle is made, the cells is right up here. And the cells, I drew a little picture here, and I have the nucleus, the cell membrane, mitochondria, ribosomes, and then we go down to the tissue, and I have the cell nucleus pointed out in here, and I drew connective tissue. And then for A, I drew lungs for the organs, and then all of our organs make up an organ system, and you can kind of see my little person with abs. And then with all of our systems, it makes us. It makes our organ systems. And so then for the homeostasis, homeostasis is a self-regulating process which an organism tends to maintain stability while adjusting to conditions that are best for its survival. Yes, okay, that's it. Here I drew a pregnant lady for the positive feedback loop. And for the pregnant lady, the head of the baby pushes against the cervix, which causes nerve impulses from the cervix to transmit to the brain, which then in turn causes the brain to stimulate the pituitary gland to secrete oxytocin, and then oxytocin carried in the bloodstream to the uterus, and then oxytocin stimulates the uterine contraction and pushes the baby towards the cervix. It's kind of my best drawing ever. And then for the negative feedback loop, I did a really simple body temperature one. So when our body temperature lowers and we get really cold, this one the cold one, that one's the cold one. Yeah. And so then the body temperature increases, and then when our body gets super hot, our body temperature decreases. And then for the anterior and posterior, the anterior is the front, the posterior is our back area, and then for superior it's above and inferior is below. And then the medial is towards the center, lateral is further from the chest, point of the chest, and then distal is the furthest point away from, like the furthest away from a point. Like my hand is distal from my shoulder, so it's like further away. And then proximal is closer, so it'd be like the opposite. And then superficial is, I like to think of it as like small injuries, like it's just like on the outside and it's not like life-threatening. And then deep is like within us, so it's like super serious,